Hi, my name is Holden Kukazinski, and today I'm with...
My name is Eric Moon.
Alright, and today we're doing our Getting to Know You project. So, Eric, I will tell you 3 things just to make sure that I'm staying correct. So, number 1, I cannot judge you. Number 2, if at any point you wish for me to interject, you may do so by asking me, or if you'd like to hear anything about me, you may also do so as well.
Okay.
And last but not least, if you ever feel uncomfortable with any topic, please do let me know, and I'll turn to something else.
I got you.
All right. So, start off by just simply tell me about yourself.
So look, my name is Eric Moon. I was born at Franklin Square down there in Baltimore. Let me mute my phone real quick. And I was raised here in Joppatown, but truth be told, my early couple of years I spent down in Rosedale. My Aunt Dee, right, she got a house down there, and my mom used to work down that way. She like does sales or whatever, and she used to work for like a stone, like she used to like sell granite countertops and shit like that for this company called J.G. Edelin. Well, she got let go around the time of the recession. And so she ain't working down there no more, but Dee's still living down there. And so it was real convenient in my early days for mom to go to work and drop me off down there at Dee's. And it was cool. It was good times, man. I was the youngest for like 2 or 3 years, and then my little cousin Laura got born. And it was interesting, right? Because it was never just me down there, right? Dee got 2 kids of her own, Patsy and Katie. And she didn't just babysit me. She didn't just babysit my sister when she came around. She babysat all the cousins. Me, Hannah, Georgie, Chase, Laura, and my sister when she came around. And even now, she's still babysitting her grandkids, but it's not a whole rigmarole like it was. I went to Riverside Elementary and then Magnolia Middle. Hell on earth. If you ain't never been to Magnolia, don't fucking go. It's no bueno. And then I went to Harvard Tech for welding, where I got certified in welding. And I was a scout for all that time too. Mighty proud of that. Some folks would say that I'm the least Eagle Scout. I wouldn't disagree. You know, here I am smoking a fucking J on, in an interview. But you know what, man? You live, you laugh, you love. I had many, many good adventures in Scouts. I was in it from first grade when I could first join, all the way up to the rank of Eagle. And I got the boot at 18. And, yeah, man. I remember when I first wanted to join, I went up to my dad. I'm like, Dad, I want to help old ladies cross the street. That's why I want to join the Scouts. And he's like, sure. Okay, bet. I'll let you join. And so me, this guy, Joe, that I was in the after-school program with, the Y, and a couple others, we came together. Joey was already in Scouts. He was in Pack 788. And I joined up with him and the rest of the people he was running with, and we had some good adventures. But the guy Brad, who was like the head honcho of the troop, the Scoutmaster, he was just a piece of dirt, and he brought out the worst in my old man, and he brought out the worst in everybody around him. He's a miserable divorcee now. His kids don't talk to him. His ex-wife don't talk to him. It's just a sad sack, from my understanding. And so the pack kind of dissolved because of Brad's toxicity. And then I joined up with Troop 788, and when I went from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, I was kind of at a crossroads. I could have joined Troop 788 or I could have joined 746. And I went to a 788 meeting and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna just do this. And my dad was like, no, let's at least go to one 746 meeting. And it was night and fucking day, bro. 746 was the fucking best. And so I was running with them boys from my first year of Boy Scouts. I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade, all the way till the end. Many good adventures were had. Many good people were met. That's the long and short of it. That's me.
You know, so for those in the audience who don't know, I do know you.
He does know me. We was in the same troop. I didn't want to dox him or nothing, but shit, I go way back with this dude.
You know, so I go very heavy back with you. So I want to start before we get into the...
Yes.
No, I'm good. I don't smoke. But, you know, so continuing from where we left off, I was wondering, You talked about your aunt a lot, and I want to talk a little more about your aunt and
She's
how
cool,
she
man.
raised
She's
you.
the fucking greatest. She's 5'8", maybe a little bit taller, but skinny as fuck. She's never had much weight on her, and she got red hair, but it's like dyed red hair. It's just not like a natural ginger. She like dyes her shit. She don't even dye it no more, but back in the day she did, and that's a strong ass woman right there, you know. Not only was she raising 2 kids, she was basically raising all 7 of us. Raising might be a strong word, and it indicates my little sister, you know? Because I stopped going to her place during the summer after 5th grade, right? Middle school, I'm done. So for the first, 7 years of my life there, she had a profound impact on me, right? She always had a beer on her. Always. Looking back, I don't think there was a single moment in all that time where she wasn't at least a little bit drunk. But she wasn't a sloppy drunk or nothing, you know? She just always had her beer on her. She called her holy water. You ever meet someone who calls beer holy water?
Never in my life.
Never in your life. It's funny. She recently put the beer down. It wasn't her liver. I swear to God, at least, you know, she swore to God, so I figure transitive property. This is legit. She was having stomach issues, and anytime she would drink, she would start puking up blood, but her liver is apparently fine. And so now she just lives her life and drinks her soda and loves her grandkids. Shit, man. She would just, you know, because she had her own life going on. She had chores and shit that she had to do, grocery store runs, and she would take me to the library, the whole lot of us to the library. And she had this big, huge Ford van. It was dark blue. And she sold it one day, Holden. I was so damn mad because I wanted that car so goddamn bad, dude. It could fit all of us in there. I had all the room I could ever need, right? And she had a DS, one of the old DS lights. It was red, right? And I had a copy of Super Mario World that I would plug in the GBA slot, and I would play that in the backseat of her car. And yeah, man. Sometimes it would be just me, but typically, you know, if we were going somewhere, it'd be the whole gaggle of us. But Dee'd be up there fucking drumming on the steering wheel and shit, you know? I think ADHD is a genetic thing, so I definitely might still have ADHD, if not for D. But I think D's impact on me has made me a lot more high octane, you know? If not for her, I would just be a guy who's disorganized and get shits done, and you know what I mean? But because of her, I'm I just be doing shit sometimes, and I think, oh, this is D as fuck right now, you know? Yeah, man. She's cool. I'll be going down there sometimes on my days off, and I'll go down there and smoke a J and bullshit, you know, for a couple hours. I went down there the other week, and my little cousin Jeffrey was there, and D still had the Wii from back in the day, so we booted up Mario Kart, and I ran it with Jeffrey. And I whooped him. He's like, I don't want to play this anymore. I'm not having fun. I'm like, I am. She was witty too, man. She was sharp. You know what I mean? She was quick with a joke. She was quick with her thoughts. She was just on top of it. And you kind of had to be when you're friending with that many kids, bro. You gotta keep your attention spread somewhat equally. And I should mention too, my cousin Hannah, she's got a lot of medical issues. She popped out the womb with a lot of stuff going on, and the doctor told I guess my cousin Donna, maybe we're not even cousins. It's Dee's homegirl or whatever. But I'm gonna call her my Aunt Donna because that's what she was growing up. You know, she told Donna, she's like, I don't think your kid is going to live long. I give her 6 months to live. Well, here we are pushing 40 years later, and Hannah's still kicking and thriving in her own special Hannah way. That's another thing that was cool about growing up at D's, you know? I try not to do any kind of diss on someone based on a disability or something that's out of their hands, because shit, it could be worse. It could be Hannah. That sounds disrespectful in Hannah. I said that poorly, but, you know, if not for going down D's and having to live with Hannah, I don't know, man. I might be less courteous overall. And my cousins are cool, man. Georgie, I got no real opinion on Georgie. He was kind of old. He's 2 years older than me. I used to call him Georgie. And then Chase, that's a good fella right there. He he married his high school sweetheart, and then they took in like the girl's sister's kid because the mom had like drug issues or something. So Mackenzie and by proxy Chase stepped up and said, "We got the kid." And then they had a kid of their own. And just recently on Christmas Eve, they had another kid of their own. So Chase is doing good for himself. And then Laura, she plays soccer and shit. She got a scholarship. And then Emmy, she's too young to tell. Good people in that D household, man. Nothing but good people. My Uncle Joey was grumpy back in the day, but truth be told, man, I'd be grumpy too if I was working at the Point. And then my cousin Katie, she's a teacher now. She got that kind of kindness from D. D is a teacher now too. She's like a paraeducator. She wanted to quit like 6 years ago, but she wouldn't get the full benefit package if she did. So she's been doing that for a while. And it's interesting, right? Because my sister, she did they have like a child development class at? You're gonna have to cut this because I'm about to dox you.
You're fine.
But did they have like a child growth and development class at Joppa when you were there?
Yes, they did.
She's taken that and she's done it all 4 years, and now she straight up teaches at Joppa Elementary sometimes. And I find that incredibly interesting because around the time that her and I would have stopped being down D's all the time was around the time D started teaching, right? You know what I mean? And it's just interesting to watch stuff like that come out of it, you know? I'm sure if I like knew Georgie like that, like I know my sister, I could find some parallel between like him and D too, you know? And Chase has like such a kind heart and he's good with all these kids and he just, yeah, man, you know, when you talk to the right people, you can see D's influence all across the place, man. She was just a wonderful fucking woman, you know? She was high as shit all the fucking time, man. She was always smoking that grass. And oh my God, she used to have people over all the fucking time, dude. Every fucking day I was down there. Maybe not every day, but most of the fucking time, whether it was Slicker or Rossley or my Aunt Sharon, somebody that she knew was down there just chilling, man. You know? My Aunt Sharon, she was cool. Her name was like Sharon, right? Like the name Sharon. But when I was younger, I thought her name was Aunt Sharon because she was always sharing candy with us. She brought like a big, huge bag of candy with her anytime she came to Dee's, and she'd just give us candy and keep us happy, man. She was awesome. And that was Dee's best friend in the world. Oh my God, when she died, Dee was a wreck. She was a wreck. If you want a quick side interview, talk to my sister about my Aunt Dee around the time that Aunt Sharon died. That was not an easy death, man. That's where I think I get my drive to like have cookouts and shit is, man, because she was having cookouts all the time. You know, last summer when I had those like 7 goddamn cookouts, all D. And she used to, it just beeped.
It just beeped?
I don't know. Nothing.
No, you're good.
Okay.
It's still going.
Oh my God, and she used to have this porch, like a back porch, and in the summertime it would get super hot and we would like hide out underneath there because it was cold and damp and we could talk and shit, you know? And she had a pool, dude. Oh my God, bro, you ever been in a pool?
Yeah, I would assume so, yeah.
It's the greatest, man. We would do goddamn whirlpools in the pool. And also wave pools, but he didn't like us like making all sorts of waves and shit because the pool would break, which it did one time, but not because we were doing some shit we weren't supposed to do. It just was old, you know, shit happens sometimes. And I swear to God, I was in a tube. It was like, it looked like a car tire, and I'm sitting in it with my feet up, and the pool busts. And I get caught up and I get sent down the hill by the rushing water. And Dee was worried. She was like thinking I'm getting cut up by jagged steel. You know, my mom was there too. She was worried sick. And Dee comes out and, you know, she's all worried, you know, making sure I'm all right and shit. And no, I'm just chilling. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling. She had this tree, man, in her backyard. And me and Georgie and Chase, we'd get up there and just sit around all day in the tree because it's cool, you know? It's the summertime. We got to stay out the sun. And we just bullshit. Oh, my God. Georgie was a funny individual, bro. He was telling me this joke one time and I was laughing so hard. I don't even remember what it was, bro. And that's not because I got a bad memory. I was geeked so fucking hard. I think I might have had not enough oxygen and I couldn't. That's a joke. But fuck, man, he was fucking funny. I was cracking jokes and shit. I was crushed when they cut my branch. Yeah, the tree used to have a branch. They used to jut like 15 feet horizontally. And that's where I would chill. And at one point, Uncle Joe cut it short. I was crushed. It's a cherry tree too, I think, man. During that time it'll bloom and it's beautiful. What else do you got?
So, one things I do know too is
I give like one last note on D.
Yes.
So she fucking goes all out every fucking year for Christmas. She's got all sorts of decorations that she'll be putting out, man. I mean like a lot. Her whole ass yard will be covered in little candy canes and little blow up shits. And one year, I went down there and it was all snowy and shit. That was a good winter. That was a good snow. I could talk like ad nauseum about this chick, but yeah, what's next?
So, one of the things I do know is your dad works a lot of construction.
Yeah.
So, I want to talk about how it was growing up with a construction dad who was doing that all the time.
It was interesting. When I was young, like really young, he wasn't really present, but that sounds bad. He was just working a lot. But I was young enough where it didn't really mess me up at all. He was just doing what he had to do to get us by, you know? I mean, like, he built this house. I'm not going to say he didn't do nothing. He just worked a lot. And as far as, like, dad memories I got, and just, as far as, like, him and I doing stuff, we watched, like, 2 movies and played mini golf one time. But that's not a diss on him. He was just working all the time, you know what I mean? And that wasn't even like forever. He kind of slowed down when the point shut down. He was mean for a while there. And he apologized to me at one point. He's like, hey, I'm sorry for being such a dickhead before. Those weren't his exact words. But when I was in 788, like I said, the guy Brad was just a piece of shit. And he brought everyone down around him, you know? And my dad's still mean. I wouldn't even say mean. He's just a dickhead, you know? He'd be digging in your butt, and it's like, bro, what are you doing, man? It's just like, and he'd just be, oh my God, he'd just be just doing some dickheaded ass shit, bro. I swear to God. So last year in like December, I was at the bar, and this guy, he had a dab pen around his neck, and I'm like, yo, can I hit your dab pen? And he's like, sure, I have herpes, right? And I'm drunk, and I'm like, fuck it, and I hit the guy's shit. Come to find out, I never had anything, right? It's not like I got herpes or nothing. But the next day is like Christmas, it was Christmas, and I'm freaking out because I'm thinking, oh shit, I got fucking herpes. And I tell my mom and dad were sitting right there on the couch, and I'm like, yo, I think I got herpes. And then, my mom's like, yo, you can do this, this, and this to help or whatever. And my dad's like, whatever. And then we're over my grandma's, and he cracks a joke about me having herpes. And it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? What the fuck? They need to know all that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just dickheaded ass shit, you know? And he did something like that this past Christmas, but it wasn't as bad as that herpes thing. But Jesus, Manila, he just flew out like Gone with the Wind, man. Shit. He's cool, though. That's why he's like the least cool dude I know, but he's cool as fuck because he's my dad, you know what I mean? Just like temperament-wise, he's not cool at all. He's very hot-headed. He's so fucking quick to anger, bro. You say the wrong thing about him, and he will dig in your butt, and it's fucking annoying, man. One time he took my door. I did some shit, and I got grounded for it, and he took my door. And it wasn't even some, oh my God, this was some crazy shit. Me and my cousin Freddie, I'm going to tell you about my cousin Freddie after I'm done informing you about my dad. Because Freddie's that fucking guy, bro. But me and Freddie, we were down there in the point smoking. And I was high as a giraffe's ass, party people. I got some moon rocks, And for those who don't know what a moon rock is, that's where they take a nugget of weed, coat it in wax, and then they roll it around in keef so that the keef sticks to the weed, and then it's also weed wax there. Dude, I was fucking high as fuck, man. Shit. And I'm walking, right? And we go to Roll Farms to get some food, and then we're walking back to Mariner to go chill at the dock and smoke another J. And we see my parents, and we turn heel. And at one point, my phone dies. And I think we're just walking away fine and dandy, right? But they seen us, right? They were walking my dog, who is not here because they took him to Ocean City, the bastards. That's a joke. And so we make a lap around the park, and then me and Freddie smoke the shit, and then we're walking back to the road we were going on. And at this point, I had my phone on a battery pack that I had in my backpack. And I got my phone on a cord, and I checked my phone, and my dad texted me, "Get home now or you're dead," or some shit like that. And I'm like, holy shit, Fred, we need to dip. And so we go back to my house. And my dad, I tell him the series of events, and my dad don't believe it. And he comes up with his own bullshit, thinking that I was like ducking his calls and shit. Bro, my phone was fucking dead. That's not ducking your calls if you can't even call me because my shit is fucking dead. You know what I mean? And then he grounds me on what he thinks went down and for lying, and he takes my fucking door. Bullshit. But he's cool. That's it's just my dad. That's George moving for. Oh shit! Did I dox him?
Oh no, you're fine.
That's Big G for you. Old top. Oh my god, he fucking hates it when I call him that. I get it from King of the Hill, right? Hank, Buck used to call Hank, Old Top. Which you might think is kind of backwards for me and my dad, but insofar as characterization, I'm much more like Buck and he's much more like Hank, you know what I mean? Plus, he's old, he's on top. Old top! He hates it when I call him it, though. I ain't called him it since the hunting trip, because he got mad as shit, but I'm gonna sneak one in there here soon. One time we went on a road trip, me and, my homeboy Chris from Scouts with whom I made Eagle. We go on a road trip. We've flown to Spokane, Washington, and we fly to Spokane, and then we kind of make a loop around. We went skydiving in Montana. We went to Yellowstone. We went to Glacier National. We went to Teton and drove away before we actually got there because it was closed. Yeah, man. My dad is not a fun guy to be on an airplane with because you ain't allowed to smoke cigarettes in there, bro. Oh my god, bro. He was jonesing for some shit. Yeah, he was getting mad as shit because you ain't had a cigarette in 8 fucking hours, you know? He vapes now. And I told him one day, I'm like, Dad, you managed to make vaping neutrally cool, you know? Because vaping is the least cool thing that you can do. But you're George fucking Moon. You're the coolest dude around. So it bounces out about here in the middle. Yeah. He don't got much of a sense of humor. I be cracking jokes sometimes, and it'll just dink into him. You know? He won't understand it, and then he'll get mad that he don't understand it, and it's like, whoa. This is just a joke, Old Top. Yeah. He's got a 12 wide shoe. And I know that from all the times he threatened to put it up my ass. I think when he retires, he's going to start smoking weed. But even if he don't, he's going to be so much more chill in everyday life. And so much more pleasant to be around because he's not going to be waking up at buttfuck early in the morning to go do a job that he fucking hates for too many fucking hours with people that ain't worth their weight in piss. I'd be miserable as fuck if that was me, bro. But let him retire and stop doing all that shit and just do what he wants to do. I think he's going to be cool. I think he's still going to be prickly, but less so, you know?
So...
Fred's cool. He, you ever seen that show, The Bear? Yeah. He looks like the guy.
Really?
Yeah. Just like a bit taller and bigger, you know? But yeah, man, he's about 6'3", probably 200-ish pounds, 220. And he does construction work, so he's built. And he just, oh, dude, I don't want to be airing out his, like, real crazy business on the internet, but I love him to death, bro. That's my fucking cousin, man. He asked me one day, he's like, Eric, I don't know why I hate my life so much. I'm like, it's because you don't drink enough coffee. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, dude, I drink like 4 cups a day, and I feel amazing all the time. He's like, man, I should try it. Oh my God. One time me and Freddie went on a fishing trip, and it was like me and my dad and my Uncle Fred and Freddie, obviously, and like a couple other people. We used to go somewhat frequently with this guy, Captain Andy, but it's been a couple of years. It's been at least like since my granddad died that I've been on his boat. But I've been trying to get a fishing trip together with a couple of people, bro. And I got people that I think might be down. I just got to get the money up front from all the people so that I don't. That's advice my dad gave me, you know. I don't lose money. Yeah, man. Fred will come around. I fucking hope he comes around. Oh my God, it would be so fucking terrible if Fred were this fucking crazy his whole fucking life. And I mean that with all the love in my heart, bro. I really hope he simmers down. He just... First thing he's got to do is get this. That's a homeboy right there. I got this dude Ivano that I know. He's made of sterner stuff. Cheers to Ivano. I can't say that story for legal reasons. I'm not putting that on the internet. But I got one story with him that it's cheers worthy. That's a good man right there.
So I wanted to ask as well, you mentioned about Magnolia Middle in Hartford Tech. So I want to talk to you, because you did mention that it was like hell.
Oh, it was hell on earth in Magnolia, bro. I'd rather be in Vietnam
so
than
let me ask
Magnolia
you
Middle.
If a little bit more of a clarification and a little bit more.
Oh my God,
context.
dude! People were setting fucking fires in the trash cans. Oh my God, I was madly in love with this crazy fucking chick named Haley, and oh my God, she was just fucking wild, man. Her dad was a convicted showmo, and he was in jail, and her mom was a narcissistic piece of shit. So you knew off the rip that her mind was fucking crazy, bro. And she, oh my God, bro, my best friend, is it disrespectful to, oh shit. So look, I got this friend, right? And the friend is trans. And before they transitioned, they were in a relationship with Haley Toro. And it ended so fucking poorly that dog transitioned. How do you do that, Haley? What the fuck? And it wasn't a middle school thing either. And too, bro, he stuck with it. Andrew is like a solidified, honestly, in my opinion, that's a man right there. But he wasn't at one point. Blessed be upon him.
Yeah, I know.
And then Haley got in the mix, and boom, Andrew's a guy. And I couldn't get enough of her, bro. If I went to Joppa High, oh my God, it would have been a mess, because that's where she went, and I never would have even gotten over her. Maybe I would have eventually, but like I went to Hartford Tech, which was great because it kind of got me away from all the bullshit, you know. Like going to Joppa Town isn't fucking fun, but I enjoyed Tech. People talk a lot of shit about their high school. I enjoyed mine. It was a nice burning rod, you know. You ever weld, Holden?
I have welded. I did welding merit badge with your dad.
Oh, so you know how it is. What were y'all doing? MIG, stick?
I think we were doing the stick, yeah.
Stick is fun. I did that all 4 years. You grab some 7018, you crank the amps up to 120, and you can just blast through some metal, bro. 7018 is cheap like that. It covers up a lack of skill. Because truth be told, I'm not the best welder ever, but you don't gotta be if you have like thick enough steel and you just crank the amps to the right spot and you run some 7018. I'm not particularly good with 60, 10, or 11, and that's the mark of a true welder. If you can like do 60, 10, or 11, anyone can do 70, 18, bro. But I was good enough to pass. I can go pull it out right now. I still got my certified badass welder pendant that Mr. Bill gave to all of us who like passed the AWS test. I'm a certified badass welder. Don't you forget it. Yeah. I had a crush on this autistic chick. I think she was autistic. I don't know, man. I got a hunch. I think she had a little bit of autism. And we had like English class together. And she was in my homeroom too. So we, it was like a little high school thing, and it never went nowhere. And I sunk all that time into her. And you live, you laugh, you love.
Exactly. I think, if you don't mind me interjecting, but it's the things you do that make you who you are. So I wouldn't say that it was a bad thing to experience. It was more as of just, it helped shape you who you are into now.
Almost have, yeah. Yeah, I would never go for chicks who like Sailor Moon.
Is that the lesson you took?
That's one of them.
All right.
You gotta derive wisdom where you can, If you don't go through life and you see someone else fail and try and take a lesson from their failure, you're missing out on a lot of opportunity to learn,
Yeah.
And, there was a lot of time that her and I spent together that I can pull from and be like, okay, this was a L, this was a W,
I got you. Anything else you'd like to mention about mostly your high school years?
I just want to give a quick shout out to Patty Owens, baby. I had geometry with him, and that is the funniest fucking teacher I've ever fucking met. I mean, every word of that. That dude was hilarious. He was good for cracking jokes, and he always had a sense of humor. So he would just kind of roll with what we was saying, and then we had a straight man in a class, dude. What the fuck was her name? It was Miss S something. And she was real serious. She didn't take no guff. She'd take us, keep us on track and shit. And then Patty Owens would be up there cracking jokes. Oh my God, he was best teacher ever, 10 out of 10. And also shout out Miss Parker and shout out Miss Phillips and shout out Mr. Bill.
Sounds good. So I think there's a lot of real meat and potatoes of what I'm about to talk about, because I was there with you through these.
Oh.
But talk to me about your time in Scouts.
Bro, I'm going to keep it a stat with you. You got to ask me something on that, because that's a very, very, very open question. I can talk forever, ever about Scouts, bro.
So talk about your first years and meeting all the people you met, like at least like 4 years before you met me.
It was fun. I had a nice little crew going on. Me, this guy Stanley, Stan the man. He's getting married, bro. This guy Joey, who got me blocked on Instagram. He's in the Navy now, doing Navy things. And Tony. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but he was cool. He was Joey's older brother. We camped every month. And we did that for the love of the game, because BSA requires that you go on one camping trip a year. But that's it. One trip in a whole 365-day span is Scout minimum. But we did it every month. The first couple trips were fun, man. My first Scout trip, we was at Skipper's Point up there in Aberdeen. And we actually went there a couple of times over the years. And we found oysters in the mud. And we went up there and we had a big, huge, it was like a nice little clam bake, kind of, sort of. And Brad, he flew by the hip a lot of the time. That's actually where he went tragically wrong, or Joey went tragically wrong. Brad didn't keep records of the merit badges. He just did he did his own curriculum for what he thought the badge should hold, should contain, and then he gave Joey the badge. Well, when Joey eventually made life and went to go make Eagle, he went to Delaney District with all his paperwork and all his findings and all the shit that he did and didn't do and didn't do. And they're like, what the fuck is this? Right? Because Brad flew by the hip for everything. None of that shit fucking counted. And so Joey was basically just, he ain't even the rank of scout in BSA's eyes. And at this point, Joey was like 16. You can't go from goddamn not even scout to Eagle Scout in 2 years. Like, I mean that literally. There's like requirements in there that need you to be in a position for, like a leadership position for X amount of time. And if you count up all those and the time that it would take to do an Eagle project, because you can't do that shit overnight, right? Unless you're like Bill fucking Gates' kid who can just fund the whole thing, but that defeats the whole fucking purpose of it. You gotta go out and you gotta like talk to these companies and try and get something set up. That's the whole idea. Rick Shaw wouldn't permit some bullshit that was paid for. You know what I mean? Like that, there's, I don't know, man. Maybe he would, but counting all of that, I don't think you can do all of that shit in 2 years, let alone, you know, so he just dropped out of scouts at that point and hated his fucking dad. And I'm sure by this point, I don't know, but I'm sure Brad and Stephanie were divorced by now. So Joey just says fuck it and joins the fucking Navy when he turns 18. And he's been living and laughing and loving ever since, man. He got a girl, or maybe he don't. I don't know. He got me blocked. Joey, if you see this, bro, cheers. Fuck it, I'm joining the fucking code. He ain't even gonna fucking see this. But fuck it. What were we talking about?
So, we were talking about your early years in Scouts.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, it was wonderful, bro. My first year in Scouts, it was like my third camping trip ever. We went to goddamn Camp Penelope at Lewis, Delaware. And that was a very fun trip. I went there 2 times in my time in Scouts. Once when I was really young, and once it was literally my final trip in Scouts. Or it was like my penultimate one, I think. Me and Chris got drunk that night. Not drunk as shit. We weren't particularly hammered. But Chris brought a fucking flask, and me, Chris, and David split the flask. And I had a nice little buzz going on. If I had one of these some bitches, this little weed bullet, I'd have brought it, but I didn't have one. Shout out my Aunt D for getting me, not this one, my other one. That's like OG tech right there, bro. That's what them old school stoners used to use, man. Because, like, this is kind of small. My other one, it can hold, like, a gram of weed. And I can just go wherever the fuck I want with this thing. Toke up and just smoke that shit away. And now I'm drunk. Now if, like, I'm at a bar or some shit, now I got, like, a nice little weed buzz going on. Fuck yeah. And honestly, I like that it's inconvenient, kind of, because it's not fun to smoke these fucking things at all, bro. It actually really sucks. Because the smoke is so goddamn harsh, bro. I'll be coughing up a lung. I just recently kind of thought of a way where I can hit it and not fucking die. But, shit, man. It ain't easy being this cheesy. But, like, the dab pens, they're so easy because you can just take them shits anywhere and just hit it and no one will know and no one will smell it and you'll be high as a giraffe's ass and the people in the know will know, but the people who don't know won't know you're fucking high, you know what I mean? You can really fly under the radar sometimes. Oh my god. One time I was with my grandma and me and Gran and my 2 cousins, Shirley and Bernard, and my homeboy Derek, who I met working at Brendan's Deli. That's a good man right there. We went to go see a show up in PA. There's like a theater out there that does like Bible-themed musicals. And we went up there to see this one. And it's the second act, right? First act ends, intermission comes, and me and Derek go to the bathroom. And he had a dab pen. And I hit it a couple of times, and he hit it a couple of times. And I hit it a couple of times again. And I hit it once more for good measure. And then we walk out, and we go back to our seats. And it hits me. Oh, I'm fucking high, man. So I'm sitting back, and the lights go down, and I'm just fuck, I'm geeked, man. And the show begins, and I was watching Noah. It's about Noah's Ark, and the scene is like the main group of people are in the boat, and it's about to ship off, but the main guy's uncle, he had run off and rallied an army, and now he's about to like attack the Ark to try and get in, but now like the girl's homegirl is out there, and she's pleading for her life too. It wasn't just like armies, it was like friends too. And they had to like just leave them and keep the door closed. And so they do. They keep the door shut. The rain begins. The lights go out, right? It's pitch fucking black. I can't see worth a fuck. I should mention, there's a lot of live animals during this production, okay? I'm talking like a lot of animals that you don't want to spook, okay? You want to know who... They got live animals. The animals are in the back. The lights are off. And there's a little thing, and it sparks, and it goes boom! And I'm like, holy shit! I was high as fuck. I was not expecting in any capacity for there to be any high explosives in this bitch. Boom! It goes off. I yell in front of 4 fucking nuns, or behind 4 nuns, one of whom was retiring, man. Holy shit! And crowd goes silent for a sec, and everybody laughs, all right? People took it real well. My grandma was like, let's not have any more outbursts, okay?